Welcome to Mouthful with Shanti Charan. I am Shanti. I'm your host. My guest today is comedian, writer, smart STEM engineer,
Period.
baddie,
Yes.
Atlantean,
ATL ho.
Marcus.
Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, just one named you. I one name like Sharon shit.
Look,
People know.
I'm going places. One name.
People
You
know.
made it when you only got one name.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a middle name? What's your whole name?
My
Tell
name
the
is
people.
Marcus Allen Williams.
Allen, huh?
I'm named after Marcus Allen, the famous Raider football player.
Okay.
My mom was a diehard Raider fan. Yes, she was.
Did you have that athleticism growing up? Were you
No,
part of the football team?
Absolutely not.
Well, you were at the games though. You were in the game.
Well, I wasn't out yet, but I knew something was going on in that field. And I like. No, I have a funny story. You know, one time when I played, I was like, both of my brothers play football. So it's like, I'm about to play. I want to play. I play. Somebody hit me. I start crying. I was like, I can't play no more. I missed it. I straight up start crying. I was like, see, I got me fucked up.
I think that's maybe what they need in football, though. They need that emotional, connection.
Right.
Maybe crying should happen more in sports.
Right. Yes.
I think men would be a lot more emotionally
I play all the
intelligent.
time. I mean, like, let's not even play. Let's just cry. You know what I'm
We need to make more athletes cry.
Yes. All that toxic masculinity. You need to get that out of there. None of that.
Okay, so was this your mom was a Raiders fan, but I know you grew up in Atlanta.
Yes, grew up in Atlanta.
But your mom was a Raiders fan still.
Raiders fan, yes.
And she lives in Atlanta still, or is she here?
She has passed away.
Okay.
But
well, I'm so sorry. I should have.
No, that's totally fine. But she was a Raider fan her entire life, for as long as I knew her, which was my whole life. So.
And then now you living in Oakland.
Period. You know.
It's funny how the universe. You know.
Yeah. You know, my father has always lived in Oakland, so I went to the first game back when the Raiders came back to Oakland from LA. Before where did they go? Before they went to Vegas, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. So, so yeah, Raider Nation all day, Raider fan.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you, I'm glad you actually brought Atlanta up because I wanted to ask you about just how is it like growing up in Atlanta? When did you move here?
So, I was born actually in Southern California, moved to Atlanta when I was 12. So that would have been 94? Yeah, 94.
Oh, shit, you giving away your age and shit right now.
Right. Look, I'm 40. How? Turn up. You know, it was really tough, actually, when I first moved to Atlanta. Because that's, like you said, I grew up there. That's where I consider myself to be from. When I moved there, I was like the new kid from California, and them motherfuckers hated me, okay? Like, I got bullied and teased. They started calling me gay boy and all this other shit, and I was
And you're like, and?
Well, I didn't know. Like, I wasn't even out at that point. Like, I seriously had never had, I don't think, a thought about my own sexuality prior to moving to Atlanta. So maybe they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. You know what I mean?
So do you think moving to Atlanta helped you understand your sexuality? Because I do hear that it's kind of like the mecca of LGBTQ,
it is.
Black LGBTQ especially.
Absolutely.
Like, how do you feel like growing up in Atlanta, like, helped you understand yourself in those ways, maybe in your blackness and in your sexuality?
So I didn't come out until I was 26. So I had left Atlanta, right? I went to college here in the Bay. I had left Atlanta. I was in graduate school. I went back to Atlanta for graduate school, Georgia Tech. And I didn't come out officially until I was like 2 weeks before I had graduated from grad school, right?
So you came out while you were in Atlanta?
Yes.
To
myself, right? Not like to my family or anything like that.
That's pretty awesome that you discovered yourself at Mecca.
It was a good place to do it. You know what I'm saying? All that fucking black ass in Atlanta. It's like a fucking buffet.
I think
you know
Morehouse is that. I think Morehouse is in Atlanta, right? Speaking of black ass.
Well, yes. Yes. I beg to say that, I don't know what percentage of the men in Morehouse are gay, but I'm sure that there's a solid number of them. I think the good thing about Atlanta...
Must they be gay?
Yes. Okay. I'm not going through the P to get to the D no more. Okay. So, well, and let me take that back. I think I came out later, but I was definitely going to, I had started to go to gay clubs. My first gay club I went to in Atlanta once I was like 24, 25. A good friend of mine, still to this day, really good friend of mine, took me to my very first gay club in Atlanta. So I had started to like dip my toe in the homo waters, if you understand what I'm saying. But I didn't so that's kind of all that was around that same time. That coming out, that second year of graduate school, because it was a 2-year program.
Yeah.
So that's when it all happened.
Do you feel like at the gay clubs in Atlanta, or at least the one you went to, do you feel like there's some like separation between like maybe black and brown, like BIPOC gay clubs, and like maybe white gay clubs, or do you feel like it's all just intermingled?
Oh, hell no. Atlanta is black and it's white. Like, when I go to Atlanta and I go to gay clubs in Atlanta, like, I don't see white people. Like, I go days without seeing white people in Atlanta. It's amazing. It's like fucking black as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Like, I don't even know. Like, I forget that, like, white people exist for, like, for a few seconds. It's like, I get to the airport and I'm like, damn, like, it's black as fuck out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So that's where you see white people at the airport?
That's it.
Like,
And then
there's
I
all
see
these
them
motherfuckers
all.
trying to
Yeah,
leave.
like,
That's
that's
at the
it.
airport.
I swear to God, I do not say no white people in Atlanta. Like, it's so many black people. That's the best part about it. Like, I don't. Like, when I was in Atlanta, I was there, I think last month I was in Atlanta. Oh, and it was just like, I ain't even gonna say he white. I want to say he was like giving like light skinned Latino, like white passing. But like, I feel like you just do not see. It's completely separate. Black people have their own gay clubs, and like, if you ain't black, you got your own shit somewhere. There's a couple clubs that are like diverse, right? That kind of have sort of that sort of Bay Area kind of like, well, not even Bay Area, because we don't really got no Mexicans and stuff in Atlanta. Like,
No Mexicans, no white people.
I mean, Mexicans just started coming to Atlanta like recently. Like, for real. Like, it was black or white. Like, Atlanta's very much a black or white place. It's diversified a lot now. It's not as bad as it was. Because I said, like, there was like that.
Actually, really, yeah, now that I think about it, the only things I know about Atlanta are very black things. Like, I knew that Morehouse is Atlanta. That's black. What else do I know about it? Best strip clubs? Because I know a lot of rappers talk about it in their music or interviews. They talk about Atlanta strip clubs and predominantly black women at those strip clubs.
Yes,
so
Atlanta is known
I guess
for
a
its
lot
strip
of the
clubs.
Atlanta things, two of the Atlanta things I know
Internationally
are
known.
black.
Internationally known.
Ray Charles.
Right, he was born in like, I think he was born out in
But
the
he
sticks,
did the
though.
song Georgia.
Georgia
and
on
then-
my mind, that's a state song.
And yeah, and I think when I watched the movie, there was a scene where he went and like he couldn't play the song. I think that was. But I don't
Right,
remember.
they banned him for something. Like, I need to know my black history. I feel bad. I've been needing to know this stuff. But then they banned him or something. He did something.
There's a lot to know. You
It's
know,
fucking
Marcus,
Georgia.
there's a
They
lot of
racist as
oppression
fuck.
to you can't know everybody's oppressive story.
And see, that's
you
why I
know?
don't fuck with the white people when I be in Georgia. Because they always doing something they don't need to be doing. Being in Ray Charles. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you ever feel like you notice non-black gay men coming to Atlanta being like, yo, we trying to get some of that chocolate?
Sure. I mean, well,
So they
I don't
come
know.
in?
I can't say that I've experienced that firsthand because, again, I just don't see white people in Atlanta.
It's like going to Finland to see Aurora Borealis.
Right.
Go to Atlanta to see.
Well, isn't that like that's isn't the Aurora Borealis? Isn't that like once a season? I feel like Atlanta's black every day.
Actually, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That is it's like not once a season, but it's not every day.
I did go on a date one time with this one white guy. This was years ago, and I ain't seen him again because I was like, But I think like maybe like a couple months ago, I went back and started looking through his Instagram, and he lives in Atlanta now, and every picture he took was with like a bunch of like gay black dudes. So I'm thinking he went down there on like some sexual tourism type shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he was out there doing it for the culture or the movement.
So where are you traveling next?
Next, I am off to Madrid.
That's exciting. Where did you go before?
I went to Buenos Aires, Argentina. I went to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and then I went to Mexico City.
It sounds like you're going everywhere there's fine ass people.
Yes, that is really what needs to happen.
Like
You know
that
what
is
I'm
a key
saying?
determinant of where I decide to go.
Exactly. And then I was in LA a few weeks ago, so I'm just kind of keep this streak alive. You know what I mean? Yes.
I think Madrid has some of the best looking people.
Yes, I can't
Like
wait.
the women, the men, everything in between, everybody left to right. I think everyone's hot. Do you feel like any of these trips you ever experience any like homophobia. And I know you say when you travel, you do go to queer spaces. Like you're saying how you're staying
Right,
in a
yeah.
gay part of Madrid.
Yeah.
But like when you're not staying in those spaces, do you ever feel like you are faced with homophobia?
It's hard to tell. I would say that I definitely feel like I think I get more if I catch a vibe from people or like feel some type of way about like where I'm at or I'm getting looks. I usually pretty much associate it with being black, not necessarily associated with being gay.
Yeah.
Because I have that joke like a lot of times people don't know I'm gay until I like open my mouth and a Gucci bag hits the floor. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or like some Skittles and Starburst start
Yeah.
coming up out the teeth. But
Yeah.
so
So you like maybe being black is a more salient part of your identity that maybe people are acknowledging first, at least.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. There's obviously intersectionality and all of those other
Maybe
things.
in even a lot of spaces, I'm sure people.
Yeah, I
that
think the
up
black
first.
always comes first, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like tall, so I feel like I can sense people being intimidated. The sort of like I've women grab white women especially like clutching their purses
Yeah.
and feeling you can see the like threat in their eyes. Like sometimes I'll be wanting to stab them just to like just to like since you're so scared, might as well give you something to be scared about.
And then they'd be like, see what he did?
Exactly. So yeah, I think I get that more than anything.
What is it like working in a predominantly white space or in predominantly white spaces?
It's kind of like you just get used to it. You know what I mean? Like I think that I definitely have to be very much aware of how I'm presenting myself. Like I was on a call today and this white woman was like incredibly disrespectful, just rude and disrespectful. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if I talk to her this way, like if I was to just like give it to her the way that this lady is talking to me, like they would call the police on me, right? I would be dragged out of this building, And so you just have to be really aware, I think, or at least I have to be very aware.
That really sucks. That sucks because it's like their idea of what attitude should be. Attitude is
Right.
different everywhere. And like sometimes in, black communities or people of color, our attitude is different.
Exactly.
And so just because I'm not doing it the way you want, like, fuck you.
Right, Karen asshole. Like I can't. I can. But yeah, I have to just be constantly. I think I'm hyper aware.
Yeah.
Of the words I'm using, how I'm speaking, how I'm presenting myself. How does that just trying to read the room because I think that my experience is that people tend to be like I can see people tense up all the time just by me walking in a room. So.
Yeah.
So I just have to like kind of be aware of that. I think I can find myself overcompensating sometimes and being like maybe a little bit more like welcoming and accommodating than I would be. Exactly, than I would be otherwise. I think I'm just probably a lot more thoughtful. Like if I'm with some people who just know me, I just fucking spit it off the top. You know what I mean? I'm off the dome, I'm busting a freestyle. But no, in the workspace, I have to be very intentional and a lot more reasoned, seasoned with how I speak and yeah, that's all. And just try to make people a little bit more welcoming, be like more accommodating, I think, than I would be otherwise.
Do you feel like you receive that type of energy in queer spaces also? Like any type of racism or feeling like you stick out because you're a tall black man?
Sure. I don't really go to the Castro or no place like that. The white gays, they be doing the same shit. I feel like, me being gay doesn't in any way mitigate the fact that I'm black, right? I mean, the Castro has a history of discrimination, right? They used to make black people show two forms of ID before they went into whatever the fuck that bar. I think it's Badlands or whatever. Mm-hmm. All of the former there was a couple black focused gay clubs in the Castro that all turned down. I've heard, I wasn't here when those things were open, so I can't really speak to the history of that. But yes, I think that I do not necessarily feel comfortable in predominantly white gay spaces. Mm-hmm. Those aren't spaces that I spend a lot of time in. If somebody's having a little birthday party or, something like that.
From what I know of you,
mm-hmm.
I feel like you're comfortable in your sexuality
Sure.
and open. What would be like a thing like so if you had to give something good?
If I have to get something,
give
something
and
good,
then get.
I could suck a dick now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as a gay man, like you got to know how to suck dick. You know what I'm saying? It's important that you suck the dick. And like the thing is, no teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everybody should know that. This is like a basic. You don't nobody want they dick bit. You know what I'm saying?
Or scraped.
Right. No, okay? Like, scrapers are for, like, 880 North, okay? They not for the bedroom, okay? Gas brake dip somewhere else. You not be scraping. So, yeah, that's obvious. Also, the wetter, the better.
Okay.
Right? Gagging, add some juice to that thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you cry, ho. Cry. That shit like, ooh, that shit's good. That's hot. That should have made me mad. That is good.
I'm just jealous because, like, I want to choke someone with my pussy too, but you don't get to react the same way.
Smother their ass.
I mean, I smother, but I don't get to see that reaction.
Right.
You just have to, like, really forcefully, you know. Which I like doing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes,
it's like it's a power thing. It's a power thing. It turns me on.
Yeah.
It's really fighting the patriarchy.
Exactly.
That's what I'm doing when I smother a man's face with my pussy.
Eat this patriarchy can eat this puss. Okay. The best sex I ever had in my life was I was fucking with this one dude, right? And he had this this like prostate massager.
Okay, describe to I don't know.
It's like this tool that's curved like this, but it had like a small like ball, and then like the balls got progressively bigger. It wasn't like it was a prostate massager.
So something that slides into your butt, and then vibrates inside.
It doesn't vibrate. It didn't vibrate, but it like is designed to start tapping that prostate. He put that shit in my booty. Child, I came so hard, I curled up in the fetal position. It was like, don't touch me. Like, I was like super vulnerable. I was like it was so, I've never come.
How was it like exploring that now? And so now that you're telling me you're super vulnerable, prostate massage, when you come out, especially coming out around 26 or whatever, like at an age later on where people are expected to stigmatize as a heterosexual man, we're expected to stigmatize like anything with the butt. So what did it feel like breaking away from that? Like, what is it like transitioning from like, oh, I was living a heterosexual life where people, you know, that's not something that's accepted. It's stigmatized because then it's looked at to be gay. But now that I am gay, like, what is that transition like, moving with comfortability with butt stuff?
Well, no, that's a good question. I'm trying to think like what my transition was like moving into butt. I feel like once I had come out to myself and was like, bitch, you gay, we gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot easier. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like a more natural progression of things. It felt easy to experiment and try things out. Anal sex can be painful. You know what I mean? You gotta like, so I think.
Beginner position, what would you recommend?
I would say probably maybe missionary. Whatever allows, I feel like, the person on the receiving end to sort of communicate and drive the boat. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Be in control of the depth and the pressure and all of those other things. And I feel like that's harder to do if you face down, ass up. You know?
Thank you for the tips.
You're welcome.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners are appreciating these tips.
Yeah, and 2023 is the year of the butt. Okay. Let me tell you something. Get your ass ate. In 2023, get your ass ate. Like, and I love getting my ass ate.
Okay.
Like, it is so good. Like, I just love it.
Ass eating is great, but I'm going to go in a different direction with this because I think this is really important. Let's talk about ass cleaning. Okay. I've stumbled across a couple of TikTok videos recently about how men are not cleaning their booty holes. And one of them is a woman that works at a doctor's office, and she's like, a lot of the men's like a proctologist. When they wear their gown and they sit on the paper thing, when they get up, there's a little mark on the paper thing from the booty hole.
That's nasty.
I watched another TikTok.
Nasty. Y'all hoes is nasty.
I watched another TikTok video, and this woman put marks under each of the soap containers in the shower and was like, my boyfriend doesn't use soap. I'm going to go in here after the shower to see if anything was moved. Nothing was moved. She's like, what did you use? He goes, I just used water.
That's not cleaning.
And she's like, yeah.
That's
so now I'm stumbling across men don't clean their booty hole type of thing. But I know the guys that I'm with have always cleaned their booty hole because I've never felt or seen anything wrong. But is it? And this is not about a gay. This is not a sexuality based question. It's a man based question, which is like, what's going on with cleanliness down there?
Look, I got a bidet. My shit be clean, okay? Like, I wash my ass, okay? I spread my cheeks and get up in there. You know, that is important. Cleanliness is...
How do you clean your butthole in the shower? And this is not like a weird question. Like, honestly, like, people should talk about this.
Yeah.
How do you clean your butthole?
So what I do is I put the lather, all of that up. One hand moves the cheek to the side, and then the other hand gets in the crack. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Audre Lorde's about to come off the thing in the back.
Excuse me, sis, I gotta wash my hands. I'm so sorry about that. But look, you got to get in there and wash that ass. You know what I mean? Like.
So, okay, I'm going to go a little more detail here now. So you lather the hand. You're not using the bar of soap. We're not using the washcloth directly, okay? We're lathering it up on the hand. Once you get in there, what's the motion that you use? You can't, because like if this was the butt cheek, you can't just be like, done. Because what about, see, assholes have crevices.
Right.
Go ahead.
Lather it up, one cheek to the side. It's, rub. You know what I'm saying? Everything all up in there. You got to wash that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like every place a droplet of water on my body touches gets soaked.
Yeah. And I feel like you have to keep the asshole a little loose when you do it too.
Yes.
Because if you have a tight asshole, the tightness keeps those crevices from opening up and receiving that water.
Yes, and that's soap. Exactly.
So there's steps to this. You gotta loosen the asshole, you gotta lather, you gotta put it in your hand.
Exactly.
I just want how people gonna know. That's why you come. That's why you watch Mouthful and you subscribe to this show. So so you can learn proper methods.
That's right. Look, I ain't
how to wash your ass.
And get you a bidet too. I feel like that helps a lot.
Yeah, I like my bidet. I love it. I even love using the bidet in the front too. Like I just tilt back a little bit, after sex. You could use the bidet if you tilt up and then it sprays up and it gives a little pussy splash.
Ooh,
but sometimes you can't shower after. And sometimes I've done the whole stand in by the sink, cup it in my hand, and I just let the water fall on their fucking rug.
Yeah, shit, they got some puss. You better tell them to tell you thank you. You know what I'm saying? For sharing your juices with them in their house. That's what you're supposed to do.
I just do this at people's houses, Marcus. I wasn't talking about people I'm fucking. Okay,
you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, just go into the bathroom and put your pussy juices on the ground. I love it. I love it. They should be so thankful. She said, I ain't even fucking up. I just... Woo!
So we like to end this show on asking our guests a question that can help better get to know you. Mm-hmm. How can someone better love you?
That is a great question. I think for me, it is really important in romantic spaces for me to feel safe, right? I have to feel extremely comfortable. I think that need for comfort, I'm learning is why I stuck in that damn last relationship for 13 years, right? There was a level of comfort and comfortability and acceptance, and I felt safe. You know what I mean? I think that's really important. I think that I'm naturally like more stick to myself. Like I don't want to naturally kind of push people away a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think in those spaces, it's really important that I just feel safe, comfortable, that I can be myself. And I just think that takes time, right? So like I'm not like the type to like, have like a one night stand or, I mean, it has happened. I mean, it happened when I went to LA. But
did it happen when you went to Argentina?
No, I just got some head in the bathroom. But that's safe. You know what I'm saying? He had a safe mouth.
You know what? I saw a movie when I was 16 on Lifetime. This 16-year-old girl gave her first blowjob and she got syphilis from it. So
fucking weird.
Not to make Vacation and glory holes no more fun.
Right. I love a good glory hole. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. So that's what I think. I think, I'm kind of just sort of moving past that last relationship. So I think that, I'm just going to be working on myself here in the meantime, figuring out, because, everybody plays a role in the reason a relationship ends. It's never one-sided, right? Yeah. So I got to take responsibility and stock of the things that I did and sort of figure out why I made those decisions. But the question was, how do you love me? And just let me feel safe. spend some time with me, vibe, establish a connection. We got to be cool. We got to be chill. It's got to feel comfortable.
Be able to suck some dick.
Let me tell you something. If I put my dick in your mouth and you bite me, that is the opposite of safe. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you're like genital terrorist. You know what I'm saying?
So don't be a genital terrorist. That's how they can love you.
Just don't bite me. You know what I'm saying? Like no scraping, no biting. I'm not into pain. Like that's like the opposite of safe. Like that's like an attack. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
just
that is
gentle.
You're gentle.
Love, smooth jazz.
Mm-hmm. Deep throat. Because then I feel safe.
I don't know if that's gentle. That's gentle.
No, you can deep throat gently, like.
Earlier, I want to see him cry.
No, all that can be gentle. You can cry like, and then cry. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do that in a loving way.
Oh God.
Tears of love.
I like that. Tears of love.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here. You taught me a lot today, honestly. Thank you for being on the show. You
Yeah,
taught me a lot.
I love it so much.
No one ever detailedly explained how to clean a booty hole before.
Right, well, I'm glad I could help.
I feel like this is where you come for information.
Exactly. Look, if anybody's wondering how to clean that ass, okay?
Tune in, episode 4, Mouthful.
Exactly.
We'll do a side Patreon. We do a demonstration. You can catch us on a little YouTube clip. We're going to be each cleaning our booty hole.
Exactly. Look, a whole live ass demonstration. That is too funny.